Hello everyone, welcome back to the data science video series. In the last video we have started our assignment series and this is the part V of that. In this part we will cover question number 4 to question number 6. So let's begin. Question number 4 says that given the confusion matrix, find classification, accuracy, precision, recall, type 1 error, type 2 error, F1 score, sensitivity, specificity, explain the importance of precision recalled as compared to accuracy with an example. So here we are given a matrix, a confusion matrix. So here actual negative, actual positive, and prediction is given positive, negative, and they are also given the values. Okay, so we'll solve it. So understanding the given confusion matrix, true positive TP is equals to 6. That means correctly predicted positive values. False negative Fn are 4, which are positive but predicted negative. False positive are FP, they are 2. They are actually negative but predicted positive. And true negative Tn, they are 8 but they are correctly predicted negative. Total sample are 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 8, which is equals to 20. So calculating all matrices. First is classification accuracy. So accuracy equals to TP plus TN upon TP plus TN plus FP plus FN. So we'll put on the values and we'll get the answer 0.70, or we can say 70%. So the interpretation is that the model correctly classifies 70% of all samples. Second is precision, positive predictive value. So precision equals to TP upon TP plus FP. So we'll put on the value, we'll get 0.75, which is equals to 75%. So the interpretation here is of all sample predicted as positive, 75% are actually positive. Third is recall, sensitivity, true positive rate. So recall will put the formula TP upon TP plus Fn. We'll put on the value, we'll get 0.60, which is equals to 60%. So interpretation here is of all actual positive sample, the model correctly identifies 60%. Fourth one is type 1 error, which is false positive rate or alpha. So type 1 error is equals to Fp upon Fp plus Tn. So we'll solve it. We'll get 0.20 or 20%. So the actual 20% of actual negative samples are incompletely predicted as positive. Fifth one is type 2 error, which is false negative recall beta. So formula for it is Fn upon Fn plus Tp. We'll put on the values and we will get 0.40 or 40%. The interpretation here is 40% of actual positive samples are incompletely predicted as negative. Sixth one is F1 score, which is harmonic mean of precision and recall. We'll calculate it. So we'll get F1 score is equals to 2 into precision into recall upon precision plus recall. We'll get the value 0.667 or 66.7%. So here the interpretation is balanced measures combine precision and recall. Seventh is sensitive, same as recall. So we'll solve it, we'll get 60%. Interpretation is models able to detect positive cases. The importance of precision and recall versus accuracy. So why accuracy can be misleading? Example are cancer detection system. Scenario is out of 100 patients, only 10 have cancer. 1% is prevalent. So model A always predicts no cancer. So confusion matrix, actual cancer, actual no cancer, no cancer. Okay, so 990, 0, 10 and 0. This is a confusion matrix. So we have accuracy. Accuracy is equals to 990 upon 1000, which is equals to 99%, which seems excellent. And recall is equals to 0 by 10, which is equals to 0%, which detect no cancer cases. Problems are, despite 99% accuracy, this model is useless. It never detects cancer. Model B is balanced classifier. So here we have confusion matrix. So we'll calculate accuracy, which is equals to 94.8. It is lower accuracy. And precision is 13.8. And recall is 80%, detect most cancer cases. So better model is model B. Model B has lower accuracy but catches 80% of cancer cases. Now we'll move on to the next question, that is question number 5. Discuss the importance of dimensionality reduction in machine learning. Compare and contrast feature extracting and feature selection as two approach to dimensionality reduction and provide example of technique used for each approach. So what is dimensionality? Dimensionality refers to the number of feature or the variable attributes in a data set They're high dimensional data sets with 100 or 1000 of feature. Example is image length 100 into 100 pixel, which equals to 10,000 dimensions. Why dimension reduction is important? It improves model performance, reduce overfitting, simplify the model, increase generalization ability. Second is reduced computation cost. It is faster training time, less memory usage, more efficient prediction. Third is better visualization, can visualization data in 2D and 3D, understanding data structures. Now fourth one is noise reduction. It removes irrelevant features, eliminates redundant information, focuses on important patterns. Fifth one is improves interpretability. It is easier to understand, model decision, simpler feature relationship, better insight into data. Now to approach to dimensionality reduction, first is feature selection. So feature selection is chosen a subset of original features by keeping some and moving others. It works with the existing features without transformation. Characteristics are preserves original features, maintain interpretability, select most relevant ability, select removes redundant or relevant features. Types of feature selection. First is filter method, which is correlation coefficient chi-square test. Wrapper method is forward selection, backward elimination, and embedded method lasso and ridge regression. The second one is feature extraction. Feature extraction is create a new feature by combining or transforming original features, generates a smaller set of new features that capture most of the information. Characteristics are creates a new feature, transform the original feature space. New feature may be difficult to interpret, often captures complex pattern better. Now linear feature extraction techniques. A principal component analysis PCA is the most popular dimensionality reduction technique. Finds direction principal component of maximum variance, projects data onto these directions. How PCA work? Standardize the data, compute conversion metrics, calculate eigenvector and eigenvalues, select top k eigenvectors principal component, transform original data to new feature space. B is linear discriminant analysis LDA. It is supervised technique, maximize by class separability, find linear combination that best separate class. How LDA work? It compute mean vector for each class, it compute scatter matrices within class and between class, find eigenvectors that minimize class separation, and projects data onto the discriminants axis. Difference from PCA. PCA is unsupervised maximum variance. LDA is supervised maximize class separation. Third one is C is independent component analysis ICA. It separates multivariate signal into independent components. Assumes features are mixture of independent sources used in single processes. Example blind source separation. Non-linear feature extraction techniques are first one is TSNE T distribution Scholastic neighbor embedding, excellent for visualization, preserve local structure, maps high dimension data to 2D, 3D, computationally expensive. Use cases are visualizing high dimension data, exploring data cluster, understanding data structures. B is autoencoders. It is for deep learning, neural networks that learn compressed representation. Encoder is compressed data to lower dimension. Decoder are deconstruct original data. Architecture are input high dimension, encode, bottleneck the low dimension, decoder and output. Types are vanilla autoencoder, variational autoencoder, denomination autoencoder. C1 is UMAP, uniform manifold approximation and projection. Similar to TSNE but faster, better preserves global structure. It is more scalable. Now we'll take practical example. Example 1 is customer churn prediction. Feature selection approach is origin 100 customer feature. Use correlation analysis and REF. Select 20 most important features. Contrary length, monthly charges, customer service call, count tenure, etc. Advantages are marketers understand which factors drive churn. Feature extracting approach is original is 100 customer feature, apply PCA, get 15 components, 15 principal components. Components are combined like PC1 is equals to 0.3 into tenure plus 0.5 into charges, which is minus 0.2 into calls plus so on. Advantages are better prediction accuracy but harder to interpret. Now we'll move on to the next question, question number 6. Define overfitting and underfitting in context of machine learning models. Describe how these issues can be identified and list strategies to prevent or mitigate them. Now, understanding model fitting. Before diving into over and underfitting, let's understand what we want. The goal is create a model that learn patterns from training data, generalize well to new unseen data, balances simplicity and complexity. First is overfitting. So overfitting occurs when a model learns the training data too well, including its noise and randomly fluctuation, resulting in poor performance on new data. Analogy is like a student who memorizes answers to practice questions but again also can't solve new problems. They memorize instead of learning concept. Characteristics of overfitting are very high accuracy on training data, poor accuracy on test and validation data, large gap between training and validation performance. Mathematical perception is training error is very low, less than 5%. Validation error is high, more than 20%, and gap is larger, indicator of overfitting. We'll see visual representation and how to identify overfitting. How to identify overfitting? Performance matrices, learning curves, cross-validation score, visual interpretation for regression classification, model complexity. Now, strategies to prevent mitigation overfitting. Get more training data, help model learn true pattern, reduce impact of noise, and data on augmentation, simplify the model. Now, underfitting. Underfitting occurs when a model is too simple to capture the underlying patterns in the data, resulting in poor performance on both training and test data. Analogy is like trying to fit in a straight line to data that clearly curves. The model is too simple to represent reality. Characteristics of underfitting are low accuracy on training data, low accuracy on test validation data, small gap between training and validation performance. Model is too simple for the data complexity, high bias, low variance. Mathematical perceptions are training error is high, means more than 20%. Validation error is also high, more than 22%, and gap is small, both performing poorly. So here on the right side, you can see the visual identification of it. Now, how to identify underfitting? First is performance matrices. Second, learning curve. Third, model performance. Fourth is residual analysis, is also known as regression. Now, strategies to prevent mitigation underfitting. Okay, first is increase model complexity. Use more sophisticated algorithms, add more layers to the neural network, increase number of neurons per layer, use higher degree polynomials, and try to ensemble method. Second is add more features, include additional relevant features, create interaction feature like size and location, use polynomial features, engineer domain specific features, reduce regularization. Third is reduce regularization, decrease lambda, which is regularization parameter, remove or reduce dropout rate, less aggressive weight penalties, allowing model more flexibility. So this was it, guys. With this we comes to the end of the video. Here we have covered question number earlier questions. So see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.